All right, let's take a look at your extended forecast right here on KSBY News. I hope you had a wonderful Saturday. It was kind of interesting outside. We saw onshore flow, a deep marine layer, and northwest winds keeping the area quite gusty today, and we're still anticipating to see those gusty winds. Tomorrow, take a look at the shot of Avila Beach from earlier today. All thanks to 805 webcams. Daytime highs for today were quite cool again because of onshore flow, bringing in that cooler air, and temperatures were in the 60s for Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, 70s, and other areas away from the coast. So as we take a closer look at current temperatures, they are in the 50s, so temperatures are a little chilly tonight. Dew points in the 40s and 50s, 40s for areas in the interior. Temperatures within the last 24 hours only bumping up a couple of degrees out in the deep interior. All right, so here's what's going on regionally. So we saw this cold front moving through the region. We did see some morning drizzle in some areas of the central coast, but this cold front is going to continue moving further east, and we are still anticipating to see this cold front in the region tomorrow morning. However, this weekend we're going to see high pressure starting to build into the region, and by Monday that high pressure and warm air mass and light offshore winds is going to allow for temperatures to bump up on Monday. This is what we're seeing right now in terms of cloud coverage. Again, we're seeing a very deep marine layer for areas closer to the coast, and we're also seeing some clouds out in the interior. We're going to see some overcast tomorrow morning for some areas closer to the coast, but we're going to see some cloudy conditions out in the interior for Sunday morning, but they'll burn off as we head into the later or mid-morning hours, and we're anticipating to see mostly clear conditions in the forecast for the entirety of Sunday. So we're expecting to see a beautiful day, but it's expected to be quite breezy as we saw earlier this afternoon. All right, so those northwesterly winds are still keeping conditions quite gusty out in Cambria tonight, even in areas down along the south coast where wind gusts down in the south coast could be reaching up to 50 miles per hour. I'll show you that in just a second. But we're going to see these wind gusts picking up by the late morning hours into the afternoon. We could see wind gusts out in Paso Robles reaching up to 31 miles per hour right around 6 p.m. Could be reaching into the 30s in Shandon by the early evening hours, and it'll be quite gusty in other areas of the deep interior, even for some coastal valleys. 27 mile per hour wind gusts in Cambria and 28 out in Isla Vista. This is a closer look of what we're expecting to see. Right after midnight, we could see wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour in Refugio, and we're anticipating to see gusty winds into tomorrow morning for Gaviota and Refugio, just a little over 30 miles per hour. Wind advisory has now been extended for the south coast until 3 a.m. on Sunday. The gale warning is in place until 3 a.m. on Monday. So we're going to see high pressure building in this weekend with light offshore winds expected by Monday, but daytime highs for areas away from the coast will be quite warmer. 80s out in Paso Robles. Our north coast beaches will see cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the 60s, 82 in San Miguel. Daytime highs in the 5 cities will be in the 60s, and we're anticipating to see temperatures reaching the 70s in some areas in Santa Barbara County, such as Solvang, Santa Ynez, Goleta, and also in Santa Barbara. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. So warm conditions expected tomorrow in the interior. Again, high pressure, warm air aloft, light offshore flow, bumping up temperatures on Monday and Tuesday, and when we're anticipating to see warm conditions for the rest of the work and school week.